In part one of our show tonight, we delve into recycling and we meet a brilliant lady by the name Lorna Ruto, who has mastered the art of recycling plastic waste and has made great entrepreneurial improvement out of it. I am Paul K. Maura and welcome to The Entrepreneur. Hi Lorna.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
All right, how are you doing? So I'm seeing you having a talk with your people here.
Yes, we are sorting out the plastic material
Okay.
the waste we use for recycling.
Kenya faces three major challenges in environmental conservation: waste management, forest conservation, and poverty reduction, in line with its Millennium Development Goal commitments. Less than 2% of our land mass is covered by forests, down from 10% at independence in 1963, 20% of which is plastic. Most of this is dumped in the streets, clogging sewers and encroaching on people's homes.
When and how did you get into this recycling business?
I grew up seeing the place become a dirty town with waste littering the place, clogging the sewages, and even encroaching into our homes. And I did not see it as a very bad thing because I would melt it and make ornaments out of it, and I would sell the ornaments and make some money. So I discovered very early in life that this could actually be a good source of a resource for actually making money out of it.
The problem is compounded by inadequate policing rules, reluctant administrators, and absence of viable disposal options. Building on a passionate desire to be part of a solution to these challenges, Ruto left her corporate finance job in 2009 to launch Ecopost, a plastic recycling company with the founding vision to transform Africa's waste into wealth.
Our forests are in serious decline, and there was need for building and construction material, need for fence posts, need for all these products, and people were desperate for the products, and I was able to see a waste that I could convert and use to make these products that were highly demanded and needed in the market.
The business utilizes waste plastic to manufacture plastic lumber and posts, which provides an alternative to timber.
Now, coming into your equipment and probably and the logistics that you have, what did you know what you need and how did you get to acquire it?
When we were starting, it was very difficult. We had to do a lot of tarmacking in industrial area. And at some point we discovered there was some machinery that were not being used by the industries, the factories where they make plastic food packaging material. And we were able to purchase it before they took it to go and cut it down to sell to metal scrap dealers. So we got it and we refurbished the front part, and we were able to make it help us to manufacture these poles that we are manufacturing.
Once Ecopost receives the plastic, it is shredded, washed and dried, melted and poured into molds.
And talking of capital, is this money you had saved? Did you borrow from a bank? What happened?
You cannot
Somebody
get
wants to get where you got the money from.
The banks have been very tricky.
Okay.
All of them were asking for all collaterals, wonderful statements, and it was a huge challenge. It has been a huge challenge to raise capital for us. And we started out with the very little savings. We had me together with my business partner, Charles Kalama. We were able to put a little saving for starting out. Now the 400, that's all we could raise, plus borrowing family and friends. And then when we got the first machine and rent and a few bags of material, we ran out of cash. So it was tricky to continue. And what really saved us is now the business plan competitions that have been aired severally. We applied for that and we were able to win some capital. The first time we won 1 million, and we've won several other same grants through these organizations that are out to assist entrepreneurs who are starting out, and that's how we were able to raise our first capital.
The poles are a desirable alternative to the over 200,000 timber poles previously sold in Nairobi alone every month. They are durable, require little maintenance, and are competitively priced. Also, they are not likely to be stolen to be used for firewood or sold as scrap, as timber and steel often are in Kenya.
How does this recycling chain, how does it work? From the collection of the waste up to the making of these posts?
Yeah, we work with youth and women groups who now collect the plastic waste for us.
And where do they collect it from?
And in Dandora, Karagangare, Kariobayongi, Ruiru, Ruaraka.
So in all the waste
All,
dumps
yeah,
area.
almost a lot of places in Nairobi. What we have is collection yards around Nairobi, whereby we have around 15 of them, whereby now we have agreements with the people who work there to collect for us and stock up to a certain amount. And then when they're ready, we go send our lorry to go down there and pick them, and then they bring them into the factory for now sorting, and then cleaning and processing into the products we are making.
So far, she has created over 300 jobs.
So why did you choose to make the post out of the waste? What made you just concentrate on the byproduct as a post?
We chose to make Ecopost because there was huge demand at the market for building and construction material, for fencing poles, and for even signposts. And there were no enough trees to supply this need for those materials. And as for the signposts, there was a time when thieves were really cutting down the metal posts that on the highways to sell them to metal scrap dealers. And there was need for a material that does not have salvage value, and so our posts came at a very good time to also to provide that product that people, when they try and cut them, they don't have any interest. What will they do with it?
The business generates over 10 million shillings in revenue annually, saves over 250 acres of forest, and recycles over 1 million kgs of plastic waste from the environment.
How many poles do you make in a day as we approach your factory? How many poles do you make in a day?
Around 100 to 160 per day. We work 24 hours so that we can be able to meet the demand for these products. They are very highly demanded. People are getting a good deal, value for their money as compared to if they bought any other product, and they're very affordable.
So who is your major clientele, or who are your clients?
At the moment is especially farmers who use them for fencing, and sign companies who use them for road sign posts. And also we have
So is that along our major highways?
Yeah,
you
major highways. Or if you go on Thika Road, you see we've used most of the posts on Thika Road, signposts have been made, Ecopost.
Okay,
Yes. And we thank God for giving us that opportunity. And also in town, Haile Selassie. Now with the expanding road networks, we have been able to supply a lot of these signposts to our customers, and I can't wait for them to see now the new products. It will be even better. I suspect we should be able to supply the whole of Kenya.
Located in Ruaraka, Nairobi, Ecopost has withdrawn over 1 million kilograms of plastic, saved an estimated 250 acres of forest, and continues to play a major role in conserving the environment.
Being in the factory now, how many people have you employed in this factory?
At the moment we have 40 direct employees. These are the people who work 24 hours, sorting the waste, shredding, producing using the machinery, and transport, maybe who work with the lorry, among others. Coming soon, we should even be able to triple the number.
For its efforts, Ecopost has been recognized in numerous local and international awards.
What advice can you give somebody who wants to start a business and probably they don't have capital or they are fearing? What advice would you give them?
We'd advise them to not be scared, not fear anything, and there should be no excuse, even an excuse like capital. That's just but an excuse. Immediately you are passionate about something and you feel there's need to do this thing, just go out there and do it. Start it by all means. Never give listen to the message of hopelessness that is constantly thrown our way, like you can never get that capital, or it's very scary, or you will not make it. That is not true. Success begins with a will, and if you will to succeed in whatever you do, you will.
For now, it's saluta continua for Lona. Her long-term plans include expansion of her business beyond the greater East African region.
A business that makes nothing but money is a poor business. Henry Ford. Lesson? Sure, the bottom line is important, but it's not the only thing. A business should be more than about making money. It should give something back to the world and inspire passion in employees.
Well, you've heard it from Lorna Ruto that there are many opportunities in the recycling industry. As we conserve the environment, we can develop many industries in this venture and create thousands of jobs. Now, we take a short break, but when we return, we have more stories for you. Engage us on our social media pages that are on your screen right now: Facebook, Twitter, SMS number, and our email address. As of now, I want to make some few Ecoposts. With the issue of space coming in, a greenhouse will help you utilize the very small space that you have. I'm here in Kiserian to meet a very jovial young farmer who has invested in greenhouse farming. Her name is Marianne Wairimo. I'm here to meet her. She's inside that greenhouse.
After graduating in the year 2012 from the Kenya Polytechnic with a diploma in physics, Wairimo, who is 23, started farming at her parents' 1-acre farm in Kiserian using a soil-less technology dubbed Hygromix.
What motivated you to get into greenhouse farming?
Well,
And as opposed to people who are finishing college and running to white-collar jobs?
I've always wanted a sense of self-employment, something that I'll do of my own, be able to earn money from it, and also enjoy working from 8 to 5. And then farming has been in my parents, so I took off from them and then I continued. That's how I started the business.
Okay.
She raised a capital of 100,000 partly from her savings and support from her parents, which she used to commence her business.
My area of specialty is plant breeding, not the end product. Most farmers have challenges on how to bring up the seeds on their own. So I had to come up with a new technology, one where you're not using soil, you're using the trays, we use soilless medium, and then we germinate the seeds for a period of time to sell to farmers.
She further bought hybrid seeds and Hygromix trays, a packet of 10,000 seeds of capsicum costing 30,000 shillings, while 2,500 tomato seeds went for 8,000.
So how did you get to acquire land for doing this kind of a project?
Okay. My parents have been very supportive. I'm sure you've met my mother. She is supporting me in this business. They gave me a piece of land where I can do my own stuff, start up my own project, and I continue with it. So they gave me a portion of land, and then they supported me with some capital. I also had some savings, so I brought them together. That's how I started.
Wairimo commenced by putting up a greenhouse measuring 5 by 10 meters.
Now, what do you specialize in right here in your greenhouse?
Well,
What kind of seedlings do you specialize
we
in?
do all kinds of horticultural seedlings, vegetables. We have tomatoes, whether it's for greenhouse or outdoor farming. We have sweet pepper, green, red, yellow. We have cabbage, skuma, spinach, onions. Anything, as long as you use it in the kitchen, we do it, even herbs.
As she grew up in Kiserian, on the outskirts of Nairobi, Marianne Wairimo was always saddened by the way farmers struggled in vain to have all their seedlings germinate after transplanting, and saw a business opportunity which she would later explore.
How do you get your word out there to make sure that they know that you're doing something that is of benefit to them?
Well, there's word of mouth, people giving referrals who have been here, and also there are those who go and then they come back. You know, they go for a season, then you always have to come back for more. There is internet, have Facebook page, website.
While in college, She researched on how to attain 100% germination rate for various seedlings and learnt about the hygromix technology.
The advantage now of using this method is when they get to grow, they are more resistant to diseases. You have a uniform maturity, and then you have good production, good quality products, and then they are adaptable to the soil easily. They don't suffer from shock.
Wairimu claims that the yield from seedlings made from the technology is higher and one does not waste seeds during transplanting.
So this is basil?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is that?
Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So unaona mtu akienda kupanda enda kupanda ikiwa hivi, so ina stress, inaendelea tu vizuri, ina adapt vizuri because the roots are intact. Yeah. But tulikuwa tunafanya trials.
Okay. Na hiyo nini?
Moringa.
Moringa?
Yeah.
What is moringa?
It's a tree, this tree of life miracle tree. Yeah.
So you also do it in a
It's
in a
more
nursery.
like a herb.
It's also a herb. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That is good.
And this is leeks.
Leeks. For cooking. Okay.
She now has 2 large greenhouses where she grows all varieties of horticultural crops that include tomatoes, capsicum, onions, cabbages, cucumber, broccoli, cauliflower, beetroot, spinach and kale.
Marianne, somebody is probably watching you and they're seeing you're a young farmer who's done something that probably not many young people would want to do, greenhouse farming. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to start this greenhouse farming or outdoor farming?
Well, the first say soil is money, and we are no longer practicing agriculture, we are doing agribusiness. So you do farm and make money as well. So I'd say farming is a good business. If you're a young farmer out there and you're interested in farming, I'd advise you to do it. You choose whether it's greenhouse farming or outdoor farming. You know, when you talk of outdoor farming, you can do the drip irrigations and what have you. Plant, choose your crop of choice, understand the market, yeah? Because again, you don't plant and then you just expect them to sell. That's where most farmers fail. You have to know your market, understand your market. Then once you plant, you're good.
Normally, tomato seeds stay in the nursery for about 21 days while capsicum takes 5 weeks before maturity. She sells the seedlings to farmers in various towns both locally and regionally. Tomato and capsicum seedlings retail at 10 shillings each, while kale and spinach go for 2 shillings and lettuce and beetroot at 3 shillings.
My long-term goals are to expand the business, like acquire more of 10 acres piece of land, and I now go to the end products. I do crops of my own, like watermelon, sweet pepper, and farm full-time.
From the business, Wairimu makes up to 200,000 shillings from selling seedlings and teaching farmers on best farming practices.
How has this venture changed you? Do you feel just transformed you, changed you?
Yeah, it has made me a business lady. Yeah, I'm young and making money. I thought I'd be sitting in an office from 8 to 5 and working, but now I'm free. I can do this and still do my leisure stuff. Yeah, so I'm happy.
Wairimu reads from the same school of thought with Thomas Edison, who believes that opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work.
Marianne, I just want to say thank you for giving us your time for this interview.
Okay.
And for giving us the pieces of advice about farming, in the greenhouse farming and the outdoor farming. I know somebody has gotten a word from what you said, and so when I say just thank you again, we appreciate your time.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Okay.
You have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere. when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. And if you don't love it, you're going to fail.
It is evident that the major benefit of a greenhouse is the ability to be able to control the environment where the crops grow. Whether you're doing small-scale farming or you're doing commercial farming, a greenhouse will help you to increase productivity and the quality of your crops. We appreciate your feedback, so kindly get back to us on the social media pages that are on your screen right now. Facebook, it is KTN The Entrepreneur. Twitter is @KTN Entrepreneur, or the SMS number that is on your screen right now. Or better still, you can email us on entrepreneur@standardmedia.co.ke. That is all we had for you this week, so it is goodbye and God bless you. See you next week.